In this video, I want to share with you my 10 income streams that I built up for myself over the years. Now, for a bit of context, I used to be the luxury general manager of a 5-star hotel and actually worked in many different countries around the world. So at the time, I only had one source of income. Now, don't get me wrong, it was a very nice income, 6-figure income, plus a lot of perks and benefits, housing, car, insurance, what have you. So it was really nice, but at the end of the day, I was dependent on that one job, right? If something went wrong and I was fired, all the money went down the drain and I would be left with nothing, basically. So I decided for myself, while I was still employed, I would start building up different sources of income. And I always like diversifying. Same with my investments. I believe it's important to also have different income streams. And so I'm really happy that today I reached a stage where I have 10 different income streams and hopefully more in the future. I already have a plan how I add more. I'll talk more about this at the end of the video. Now, at the same time, I don't think you have to have 20 necessarily, because having too many, that's also not really manageable. And money flows where attention goes. I'm a big believer of that. So I'm really happy with the 10s I have right now. And some of them are very active and some of them are more passive. So I'll make sure to start with the more active ones and then we go to the more passive ones. With this, let's go for a walk and I'll take you through one by one. Now, the first one is a very obvious one, and that's my YouTube revenue. Now, I started YouTube almost 3 years ago, and at the time, I really didn't earn any money. And actually, you need a certain amount of followers and watch time on your channel to qualify for the YouTube Partner Program. And once you're in, it's actually quite nice because then you can start monetizing. So you see all those ads, hopefully you see some of them before, during, and in the end of the video. And basically every time those ads are shown, I'm getting paid, right? So it's small amounts, but over time, those do add up, right? And obviously the more views you get on a video, the more money you're getting paid. So that's why views is actually more important than follower count, because some channels, they have a huge subscriber count, but actually don't get many views. So in the end, it depends on the niche you're in. Obviously, I'm in the finance niche that also pays a lot, because it means basically advertisers want to spend more money if they can get a higher return, right? Some of the gaming channels, they get millions of views on their videos, but actually, which company advertises to the gamers, because they don't really spend that much, versus, if somebody opens a investing account, usually the amount that they spend with the brokerage will be much higher. Therefore, the cost they can spend to acquire the client will also be much higher, So in that way, I get paid much more per 1,000 views. So that's the idea, you're getting paid per 1,000 views. So in my case, I get around 10 euros for 1,000 views. So that's really nice. Currently, I'm getting around 100,000 views a month. I'm still a tiny channel, so once that number goes up, you can do the math, this can really add up. So for now, I'm not complaining, it's a 4-figure number I'm getting from YouTube, which is really cool. Again, being such a small channel, it's a really nice way, and I can really see this number easily going up. The more content I put out, the more traction my channel gets, and the bigger it gets, obviously that number will definitely go up. But as I said, I don't want to only depend on one number, so that's why I think it's super important to diversify away from it and have multiple income streams. And that brings me to my second income stream, and that's YouTube channel membership. Now, that's still fairly small because I haven't really pushed it too much, but still a couple of you guys signed up, which I really appreciate, spending every month, 5 euros, I believe it is right now. And yeah, it's just really supporting the channel. It really means a lot. And in the future, I will definitely do more of this. Actually, my plan is long-term to have my own membership, right? Because then I have it on my own platform. Otherwise, I'll be sharing some of the revenue with YouTube actually, and there's only so much I can do on that. But still, the fact that it's there and some of you guys are supporting me really means a lot. So hopefully that number will grow in the future as we go forward. Then we move to the third income stream, and that's my affiliate income. And that's basically all my affiliate links. So these are basically all the links that I have in my video description down below, or on my social medias, apps that I recommend, websites, tools. When any of you opens an account or signs up for something with my link, I basically get a commission from that, an affiliate payment, so to say. And I really love it because it's a win-win-win scenario, basically. The company wins by having new customers. You guys win because usually all those affiliates come with a benefit. So I always like to have a deal where you are better off using my link rather than just signing up yourself. And lastly, I get a win out of it. Some of the brokerages I'm working with, they pay up to 75 euros per sign up. So you can imagine that really starts adding up nicely over time. And the good thing is I only recommend products and services that I use myself, like literally use myself with my own money. I don't just want to promote some bogus program, because honestly, I'm getting every day quite a few offers from some random crypto exchanges and stock traders that look a little bit dodgy for me, where I wouldn't put my own money, but they pay very nicely. But I stay away from it because obviously, ultimately, it's my reputation on the line. I don't want to just make a quick buck and make a bit of money on the side, but long-term burn my reputation. So for me, integrity is much more important, being transparent and only recommend things that I use myself. I think that's super, super important, because you want to do business and follow people that you trust and believe in. And for me, that's so much more important than making a quick buck here or there. Then we have my consultation calls. So basically, as you've seen on my website or in my video description down below, I offer consultation calls, because a lot of people ask me constantly questions questions, and I have only so much time, right? So I would like to help everybody. But ultimately, if somebody really wants more attention and a bit more bespoke experience, I offer one-on-one consultation where people book a call with me, either 30 minutes or 60 minutes. With some of the people, I even had multiple 60-minute sessions. So it's really nice. And basically, I charge for my time and make a nice income from it. So obviously that revenue depends month on month. But once again, it's really nice because I help out the person. They're happy to pay to get more knowledge in return. And for me, it's a time well spent. I'm happy to share my wisdom and knowledge with them. And at the same time, I get paid for it. And some months it can really be substantial money. But now that I'm also setting up my own business, I want to limit some of the time. I wouldn't want to do consulting calls all the time because, that takes away a little bit of your time and mental processing power because you're going to be so focused and energy drained on those calls. So, I want to keep on doing them in the future. Obviously, as my channel grows, my exposure grows, I might also hike up the price. So if you want to book it now, feel free to do so because in the future, I will definitely increase my prices. I've seen some of the bigger followers. Some of the guys, I'm really amazed. They charge, I think, 600 or 700 euros for a 15-minute call. So again, anything is relative, right? If you could have a call with Tom Cruise, for example, you would expect to pay significantly more than if you would have a call with some unknown person who wants to teach you something. That's normal. And that's why I always say reach is one of the biggest currencies for me. If people follow them, they trust them, they're willing to pay for it. So that's something I want to focus on more in the future, while at the same time not grow significantly, because here I'm really trading time for money. And ideally, I want to have processes automated that make me money while I sleep. So I don't have to actively trade my time for money. So that's something I want to work on, but I appreciate it, having it as an income source for sure. The next income stream that I have comes back to hospitality. Now, obviously I worked for 15 years in hospitality. It's still my passion. I'm very knowledgeable, obviously, about the industry. And yeah, it's just, it runs through my veins, I suppose. So it would be not the smartest to not follow that and monetize it, right? So in this way, obviously I don't want to work anymore, be employed in hospitality, but to share my expertise, it's something I enjoy doing. So what I do are two things currently. So one thing is an advisory role. So as I said, I don't want to be employed, but I like to be advisor to certain companies. And right now I'm advisor to one of the hospitality tech startup companies. It's a Lithuanian company. They're really doing amazing things. I help them basically to expand and have a global reach, go especially in the Middle East, to Dubai, UAE, all the places that I'm familiar with, where I'm based now myself in Dubai, open them the doors, get more exposure for them so that they can grow their network and their revenues. And in the process, I'll participate from that and obviously get a nice income. So I'm really incentivized for that. I don't get a salary, but I'm paid on succession to push, to get the ball rolling. And I like that, to incentivize people. And if it doesn't work out, that's great. There's no obligation. I really don't want to be locked into something that I maybe don't enjoy or like. And that way, I'm really flexible and I can really see some big potential there in the future going forward. And the second hospitality-related income stream that I have is from consulting. So here, I basically consult different hotels and companies. I had done some in the past as well, but now I'm working with one bigger company that really wants to scale up and establish themselves, build a whole brand identity, vision, story. It's something I enjoy myself because I'm doing it for myself personally. That way I do it for a hospitality company, help them in the process, share my expertise. And once again, I'm just like an advisor or consultant. I'm not employed by them, which is great. I'm flexible. But of course, that can be really lucrative as well in the future. So once again, just another revenue income stream that I have. In terms of time, I have a certain amount of time that we agreed on in a month that I can allocate towards it. And as I don't mind working the weekends and when others enjoying their time off, I really want to dedicate myself to this. So I have plenty of time to make it happen. That way, once again, I can diversify various income streams. So I'm really excited about it, to still be able to live my passion in hospitality, but at the same time monetize it and be flexible, work from anywhere, anytime. That's something I really value, that time and location independence, so much more than just having a stable income. And I know if I work hard on that, eventually financial independence and freedom will be a result of that. With this, let's move to some of the less active ones that are kind of passive, I would call, but still nice to get on a monthly basis. And the first one would be the rent. Obviously, I have 2 apartments fully paid off here in Dubai, and they pay me a monthly rent. In fact, actually, I got the rent for 6 months in advance, so that's really nice, but I pay it to myself every month, so that way it feels like a more regular income. And that's actually quite a good number and really something to cover my basic living expenses, so to say. And yeah, really happy I did it at the time, the investment, and now I can reap the benefits. Of course, on top of it, it appreciated and valued the apartment itself, but obviously I'm not selling right now, so in that way, it's just a theoretical value. But right now, I'm really using the cash flow to, as I said, pay for my living expenses and everything else. Some of the other income sources I use to reinvest, grow my business, and just enjoy the nicer things in life here and there. The second passive income stream would be my dividends. Now, obviously, right now, that's still a small number. Some months are higher than others, but for the whole year, I'm around 1,300 euros. So it's still a tiny amount, but obviously that number keeps on climbing. Just 2 years ago, it was 14 euros, right? But as I keep investing, that number will definitely grow. But going forward, my next goal would be, of course, to have a 5-figure annual dividend income and eventually a 6-figure annual dividend income. And even though I automatically reinvest my dividends, it's still nice to get a notification on your phone that you got it. So I definitely consider it an income stream. that only continues to grow in the future. The next one would be cashback, but honestly, I consider it a small number. It really depends on how much I spend, right? So it's really passively. Obviously, if I spend a lot in a month, the cashback can also be higher. But now that I moved to Dubai here, there are definitely way more cashback options out there, especially on my business expenses. As they grow, the number of cashback will be also higher. If I start running ads on it and so on, obviously you spend a lot, but you also get a lot. So in that way, yeah, I still consider it as an income source, because otherwise I wouldn't be getting the money if I wouldn't use the cashback. So I always make sure to utilize that. You know, again, it can be up to 2 or even 3% in some cases. So that number, you know, if you spend a lot, especially for business expenses, can really add up. In my case, some months it was really quite high when I had the wedding, or you buy an apartment. Some of the cost can be part of the cashback. So yeah, why not benefit from it? And that brings me to my last income source, and that's my interest income. And that has really grown over the years. And if you remember, just a couple of years ago, we got absolutely nothing for our money, keeping it at a bank account. But now things have changed. Interest got so high, which is painful if you want to take a mortgage and have to pay a loan at a much higher rate. On the other hand, if you're sitting on cash, you can really put your money to good work. On most of my apps, I'm getting 4%, if not higher. Right now in Dubai, I get 5% on my money paid to me either daily or monthly in the form of interest, and I can withdraw it anytime. That's amazing. There's no lockup period, so I'm really flexible. And yeah, obviously, as we started saving and putting money aside to invest into our new apartment that we recently bought in Lithuania, that money is sitting there anyways, right? Rather than not doing anything for me, I put it across these different accounts that I use and recommend. You can check them out in the description down below. And I put it to work, and it works for me and pays me a nice interest income every single month. And honestly, that's been quite substantial actually. And yeah, honestly, something I quite enjoy. Obviously, those times won't last forever. Eventually, interest might come down, which is also good. So the mortgages will get cheaper, but definitely while it lasts, I'm really happy with that income source. All right, and with this, let's talk about 3 more income sources that I'm planning to add in the future. And the first one would be sponsorships. Now, sponsorships can be extremely lucrative. Hopefully, as my YouTube channel and my other social media starts growing, I will get approached by bigger companies, or might reach out to them myself. Again, companies that I want to work with, right? Not just any random one, but really companies where it makes sense, where there's a mutual benefit. Now, right now I'm already benefiting by being invited to events and so on. So there's already some perks, but I haven't really been paid one big amount to feature or speak about a product, right? So once again, I only want to do it for companies that are anyways liked. I mean, for one video integration of 10, 15, 20 seconds, some companies pay 5,000 euros, if not more, for that video. So yeah, that's really lucrative and something I want to add to the mix. I don't want to be dependent on it, but definitely to have it, definitely I wouldn't say no to that. And as the channel grows, I will be more actively reaching out, and then companies have a keener interest. But once again, that's something I need to work towards. It would be so cool also to be real partners with them, right? To go to their company headquarters, interview the CEO, as I recently did with Lightyear in London. I spoke to the COO. That was really cool and such a good experience. And it's an amazing way to network. Just by having reach, you can easily connect to other people, attend some amazing masterminds and conferences that otherwise I might not have the chance to go there. So building up the channel will definitely open many more doors, as well as future revenue income potential. Another income stream I want to be adding this year for sure will be an online course. So that's something I've been planning and thinking about for quite a while. And obviously I'm being asked constantly by all of you guys and other people, help me to start investing and get the basics of investing. And obviously there's so much content out there already, but still people sometimes feel lost and overwhelmed. And I think I can really add value there by having a very simple course that walks people through the A to Z of investing, where to start, how to do it. So that's definitely something that will drop this year. Hopefully you will join me there. I think it will be really beneficial for you, and obviously as a return for me, yet another income stream as well. And lastly, I would like to have a membership all about investing, all things money. So yeah, I think that's also really interesting. A lot of people have been asking me about this. For now, I want a community build, make the group bigger, make the channel bigger, to have more people benefit from it, continue to put out free content. And either way, even with the course and membership, I will always continue to put out free content. I think that's super important, right? Because a lot of people say, you're going to be starting to sell out and so on. That's not the idea. As a creator, you want to get compensated for your time as well. So I think it really goes both ways. But yeah, having a membership, I think is an amazing way. My wife actually has her own online membership, which definitely inspires me, and it's very profitable. And yeah, something I want to emulate as well eventually. But probably start with the courses first, and then later on have some kind of membership to have my own, because that way I can control it, right? And really make it bespoke so it benefits all of you as much as possible. So yeah, that will be for now my last income stream. So that will be 13, so that's quite a bit, and definitely well diversified, I would say. I can see here one of the income streams I'm missing yet is modeling. Fashionistas at work here in Dubai, as always. But look at this, how picturesque is that? Absolutely stunning. Love it. Very inspiring. Now, while walking back, I was just quickly reflecting on what I said. And one thing I forgot to mention is, I think, quite important, because some people think, oh my God, the more income sources, the better. And well, yes, it's good to diversify, that's true. But similar like stocks, by owning more stocks doesn't mean you make more money, right? Essentially, it's nice to diversify. If one breaks away, you have others to rely on. But it's not the quantity of income sources, but how good they are, how much promising income potential they have for the future, how much you enjoy doing them, and how much of your time do they take. When I had one income source, my job, it took most of my time, right? I didn't have time for many other income sources. Now, all of them pay me a little bit less, but combined, I'm pretty close to what I had before. And I know in the long term, I will make way more with that, plus have my location and time independence. So for me, that's so much more worth than just having securities. But don't get too hung up thinking you have to have so many, because you hear all the people online saying you need to have 5, 6, 7 income sources. That's really not the case. But I do believe even while you're employed and have a corporate job, why not have a little side hustle or start building up a second income source, just in case one day you decide to leave your job, do something else. You know, you never know what the future will hold. So I think it makes sense. So yeah, just want to leave you with that. I hope you found the video useful. If you did, you might like this video over here. As always, thanks a lot for watching. Stay healthy, get wealthy, and I'll see you in the next one. Ciao.